So it was funny. I was watching my granddaughter play basketball yesterday,
Mhm.
and it was just in the gym. It was a pickup game with some guys, and she's never played before, but she plays volleyball.
Mhm.
And a guy missed a shot, and she jumped up and, in a volleyball fashion, tried to tip it back in.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, which was interesting. I mean, she did it like a volleyball set, right?
Mhm.
But she, I think from her volleyball, she was thinking, well, here comes the ball. It's like volleyball. If I just tip it, it might go back in instead of me catching it.
Yeah.
So that I thought, when I saw her do it, I thought that's a great example of taking another sport, which is pretty much different from basketball, if not
Mhm.
totally, and applying a skill to what you want to do. So all I have to do now is say, okay, this is how you do it in basketball. This is how you do it in volleyball. This is how you do it in basketball, right? And
Yeah.
so to me, I just thought that was a great example of being able to do another sport that may or may not be totally related to another sport, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
And
Really, if you think back to the drawing we had up,
yeah,
right? Her like lower brain and brainstem,
uh-huh.
that's their default thing. If there's a ball here and it needs to go up,
Oh, okay, that
right?
makes
So
sense.
for
Yeah.
if she's athletic, she's had good athletic development, right? If you wanted to teach her, hey, this is how you actually rebound a basketball and go back up,
Mm-hmm.
right? Then she probably has to bring in those higher brain centers for a little bit
Mm-hmm.
until those lower brain centers and brainstem can start to figure out, hey, this situation, just do this without having to give it much, we'll say, conscious thought.
That's interesting. So when we do, so you know what a toe drop is, where you just stay in here and you drop down into like an athletic position, right?
Mhm.
So we're teaching, in essence, the body to stop so that we can change direction,
Mhm.
right? And that's why those skills become very important also. So
Yeah.
the decelerating, I probably should say. So the deceleration skills become very important, and I think most important, because you have to stop before you can change the direction,
Mhm. Right.
and
And
you
that's a
can't do it.
skill. Go ahead. Go ahead. Sorry.
So so they learn. So I teach them to stop first, and then we can teach the acceleration part of it.
Mhm. So you can take that, we can put on one of two hats. We can put on our muscle physiology hat and maybe some like motor unit physiology hat, or you can put on your big picture skill development hat.
Teach
Which
me.
one? So the big picture skill development's easier to walk through, right? Because let's say that, how many sports am I going to play that I'm going to have to decelerate to change direction at some point? Literally every sport, right?
Yeah, pretty much. Yeah. Yeah.
Yeah, so that's
Yeah,
let's
I guess even swimming, to touch the wall, turn
yeah,
around, load and unload. Yeah. Okay.
yeah, or even when they're starting on a block or something, or starting in the pool for a backstroke, right? I'm sure that there's
Yes.
a little bit of a load deceleration and then a spring off, right?
Right. Yeah.
Like, so learning that skill early on, and if you can offload that skill from those higher brain centers to lower and lower and lower, maybe just the spinal cord itself, that makes life a lot easier for any skill that I need to learn that's more sport specific that involves that.
Repeat that for me.
So if we think, again, our high brain centers and then
Uh-huh.
lower brain, brainstem, spinal cord.
Okay.
So at first, when Rufus is teaching me these drops,
Mhm.
I might have to think about, hey, get down. Rufus said, I want to hear you land quiet, and don't want you to drop too far, or I don't want you to lean forward, or whatever it is.
Right. Yeah. Yeah. Oh, you got them.
Yeah, right. That's if I'm first learning that skill, that's a
Mhm.
higher brain center part.
Right.
And then hopefully Rufus is a good coach, and I learn pretty quick because I've done some athletic stuff or
Right.
movement. And after a week or so, or maybe even a session, right, that instead of me being really high brain centered with that,
Mhm.
it gets offloaded to these lower brain centers. And then maybe after a bit more time, it gets offloaded to the brainstem and the spinal cord, which is ideal.
Okay.